I just wanted to share with you, Morai v'Rabotai, before we start the halakhot, a small little point. My parents were born in Bukhara. I was born in Israel, and I was raised here in New York. Now, obviously, there's some sort of cultural gap over here. Baruch Hashem, I think I was a pretty good kid. I didn't really do too much trouble. But my parents, even though they never told me this, they were troubled with one thing of mine. There's one thing I didn't like about me. Baruch Hashem, I never went to clubs and did drugs, God forbid. But I was a crazy baseball fan. You have to understand. Rabbi Rudenberg knows what I'm talking. In Ashkenazi yeshivas, you learn, you eat, you sleep, and you watch baseball games, or you play baseball. That's what it is. You know, Thursday night is Kugel and Chulin, Friday afternoon is baseball, Shabbat is Shabbat. You know, that's how it is. So I was raised in that environment. My parents like, what are you doing with baseball, football, soccer? You know, that's what Israelis and Bukharians like. You know, maybe basketball, but what's wrong with this guy? They see me every night in golf and the Yankees and the Mets, and then they thought something was wrong with me. And they tried convincing me to get into another sport. You know, I grew up, I loved it, I had a passion for it, and of course I had to go to games. How could you not go to games? So I told my father, please take me to a game, please take me to a game. He took me to a game. And I remember my first game, I went with him. Remember, my father is a Bukharian Israeli guy. To go to a baseball game is not it's not a 30-minute affair, you know? It could take 3-4 hours, Hashem Yishmor, and I remember that game. And he tried making me happy. I was 10, 11 years old. And I said, Dad, cheer. He started cheering. Dad, clap. He started clapping. Dad, boo, boo. You know, everything I told him he did. Baruch Hashem. The second game, he wasn't as excited. You know, the first time is, you see 30,000 people. It's a lot of people. By the third game, you should know, I'll never forget this. He's like, Ilan, I'll be sitting right there. Wake me up when the game is over. Wake me up. He had a nice, beautiful shade. He's protected from the sun. When the game is over, wake me up. I'll take you home. Now, I was thinking, Chaval, you pay $30 a ticket, whatever it is that you pay for a ticket, he should be part of it. Dad, come on, be part of it. What are you doing, And, it wasn't fair, that I took him there. He did what he had to do. I was enjoying it. Baruch Hashem. It happened again and again. And I started teaching him the game. Like, Dad, let me show you what the game is all about. And I told him what a single and a home run and a double and a strikeout and this and that. And slowly but surely, he started... here you have a regular Bukharian Israeli guy that started appreciating the game, and he started understanding the game, and he himself was into it. Why? Because I got him into it. I taught him the tricks, and I told him all the different details of the game. I want you to understand one thing. Lehavdil, lehavdil. Many people over here, or maybe you have friends and family members, that come to synagogue on Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. You get excited, you see so many people. Right? Your friend says, stand up, you stand up. Sit down, you sit down. Bow down, you bow down. Kiss the Torah, go kiss the Torah. Put your finger like this. No, like that. Like this. Keep your finger like this when the Torah gets up. You kiss your finger afterwards. Kiss your finger. You're doing all these rituals. You're following the crowd. Right? And it's nice. Okay, But then you do it again. And by the third, fourth time, you're sick and tired of it, You either break me up when they're done, or you just don't want to come back. But you know what the problem is? Just like I told my father what the game of baseball was all about, so that he wouldn't fall asleep and so he would appreciate it, right? We have to come and realize, to appreciate tefillah, to appreciate the prayers, to appreciate the whole religion, you have to study, you have to learn, you have to realize what it's all about. Right? It's no different, but obviously it's a greater level of Kiddushah than any other sporting event. Right? If you don't appreciate what the sport is about, golf, you see golf, you're like, what's wrong with these people? Right? But someone that knows the game, he appreciates it. He sits there quietly, you will never talk to someone else. You make a little beep, they shush you. Right? Lehavdil, the synagogue should be the same way. If you know and appreciate what you're doing in the synagogue, and what your goals in the synagogue are, and what the implications of you being here in Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is, it'll be a totally different ball game, quote unquote. So this is something we have to keep in mind. If you go to shul, you go to synagogue Yom Kippur, don't be discouraged because you didn't know what's going on. We're going to be here for a good 12 hours. On Friday night for 2-3 hours, Shabbat morning, we're going to be there from 8-9 in the morning all the way till the fast is over, 7 hours. Right? And now most people over here that don't know Hebrew, or you don't know the rituals, you'll be thinking, good, I fulfill my obligation for the year, and you go over to the rabbi, what time are you starting Yom Kippur next year? No, chas v'shalom. You have to realize, you got to work at it, you got to what? You got to try to learn what it's all about, and then you'll see you'll become a regular. You'll be following the sport, you'll be following the religion, quote unquote, as a regular, and not as a once a year or annual, visit. This is something you should all keep in mind. If you're already a regular, try to explain this to your friends. If you're not a regular, just hang in there. You got to hang in there. It's like they say in Hebrew. How do you say person in Hebrew? Adam, right? Adam and Eve. Adam, right? Now, where does the word Adam come from? Do you know where it comes from? It comes from the same word as Adama. Right? Adama and Adam are the same thing. Adama means earth. Right? Now, why did we call him Adam? Because he came from earth. That's how God created him. He took him from earth. Here you have Adam, the man, Adam. And you are called Adam, and he's called Adam. Everyone here is called Adam. We're called human beings based on the fact that we came from earth. Very simple question. We know we have two components that make a human being. You have the body and the soul. Now, the soul comes from the Kisei HaKavod, from the most holiest place. And God has, we're called by earth, dirt. Is that what, someone says you're a piece of dirt? Say, yes, so are you. We're both pieces of dirt. I mean, is that what we have to be called? Earth? Couldn't we get a loftier name than just earth? Right? Something that says we come from Shamayim, from something spiritual. Why do we get such a derogatory name? And the Chachamim tell us something very beautiful. Listen to what the sages tell us. If anyone has a backyard in your house, you'll notice that you have, your earth over there, and you want to start planting, and you take a seed, you plow, you plant, you water, you take care of it. Overnight, nothing's going to happen. A week later, nothing's going to happen. But if you keep taking care of it, giving it the nourishment it needs, what's going to happen is, you will see, Bezrat Hashem, in a short time, in a few months, a nice flower, plants, you'll get a fruit tree, you'll get some grapes, you'll get something out of it. But in order to get to that point, you got to work the land. You got to keep working, you got to keep plowing, you got to keep watering, you got to put your time and effort into it. It doesn't come like this. So God says, I called you earth because you're just like the earth. If you're going to put time into yourself, if you're going to water yourself, keep coming to these lectures, keep coming to these programs, keep learning Torah, you will see that you'll start growing, the fruits of your labor will start becoming visible. Right? Some of you are thinking, it's not possible, it's not for me, it's not, there's people that were in worse situations than you, right? And that knew much less than you, and b'lei nara, they've gotten so far in life. If you keep watering, you keep taking care of yourself, you will see the fruits of your labor. That's why you call Adam. That's a fundamental concept that you have to know and keep in mind. You're an Adam because the more work, the more time you put into yourself, the more results you will see. Now, I was asked to speak a little bit halakhot b'ezras Hashem about Yom Kippur. Basically the laws of Yom Kippur is don't eat and don't drink, right? And a few other things, and we're basically done. But let's try to get some better understanding of these halakhot. Maran brings down in Shulchan Aruch, he says as follows. He says that the laws of the night and the laws of the day of Yom Kippur are the same. Now you notice all the other fasts except Tisha B'Av, when do you start fasting? In the morning time. Right? Asara B'Tevet, Yud Zayin B'Tammuz, all these different fast days. You wake up in the morning at 7, 8 o'clock, the fast already started at 5 o'clock. But the previous night, you're eating, you're drinking, you do everything you got to do, right? Until the morning time. Tisha B'Av, which is, commemorating the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, and Yom Kippur, which is a biblical fast day, both start at nighttime. Night is when the Jewish day starts, right? Even though right now it's Thursday night, according to halachic, literature, it's already the day of Friday, right? It's the night of Friday. Tomorrow night is the night of Shabbat, night of Saturday, right? That's how the Torah is. Vahi erev, vahi boker, yom echad, yom sheni, yom shlishi, right? Now, in American, in European standards, the night starts, and the day starts at midnight. 12 a.m. is already the next day. And according to halakha, it starts at nighttime, nightfall, where the stars come out. That's a different topic. But the point is, the night of Yom Kippur and the day are equal. Which means, starting tomorrow night, I don't remember the exact times, I'm sure they have it here on the schedule. Starting tomorrow night, you cannot eat, you cannot drink, you cannot do any labors that are forbidden on Shabbat, right? You cannot wash yourself, we'll explain what that means in a second, you cannot anoint yourself with oil, and there's no intimacy between a husband and a wife. Now let's analyze these points. First of all, you have to understand one thing. No eating and no drinking is halakha, that we know it's the ramification for someone that eats is very, it's not a small thing, it's a serious matter, right? So if a person, for whatever reason, is sick, or someone has chas v'shalom a certain health problem, someone that's pregnant and she's high risk, all these different things, diabetics, you got to speak to your doctor and your rabbi, and they'll take care of you, they'll tell you exactly what to do and what not to do. But otherwise, every healthy man and woman over the age of 12, man over the age of 13 and up, 12 and up for girls, have to fast during these 24, 25 hours period. There's no excuses. You can't say, I don't feel like it, maybe I'll try next year. No excuses. You prepare yourself right now, starting today, start drinking extra cups of water, get some more fluid, make sure your body has all the fluid that you need, right? Keep yourself in the synagogue where they have air conditioning at all times, and Bezrat Hashem, follow the prayers, you'll see you'll be alright, right? But don't be intimidated. Halakha says you gotta fast. I know many guys and women are saying, listen, you know what, it's difficult, we're very stressed out from life and everything else. But the whole idea is for you to feel afflicted, as we'll see the reasons for it in a few minutes, right? But there's no eating and no drinking unless there's a medical issue. Regarding washing that many people don't understand, let me explain to you, it's a very basic halakha. Halakha says no washing on Yom Kippur. What does that mean? You can't even go wash your pinky. If you want to just wash your pinky, you can't even wash your pinky for pleasure, right? So now we know every morning we wake up, you got to wash your hands if you're not dying. I'm sure you're aware. If you're not aware, every time you wake up in the morning, you should wash your hands if you're not. How do you wash your hands in the morning? Halakha brings down, you should wash your hands simultaneously a total of 6 times. Right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. And the reason brought down, one of the reasons brought down, and several reasons. One of the reasons brought down is because when a person goes to sleep, man and woman equal, when you go to sleep, ta'im ta'amad demota, you have a taste of death. It's 1/60th of death, right? So being that you taste death, quote unquote, it says a certain spirit, unholy spirit comes and rests on your body, and when you wake up, it only hangs around by your nails area, by your hands. So therefore, in order to get rid of it, it's written in the Gemara, and it's brought down in the Zohar, the only way to do it is by washing your hands in intervals. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Like when you have a boxing match, you give him a right jab, then you give him a left jab, right? Then you give him another right, that's the best way to shake him up. So why and how this works, I'm not quite understanding. But the halakha says you got to wash right, then left, then right, then left, then right, then left. Not right, 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 left, left, left. When you eat, you do that. But when it comes to waking up in the morning, you switch off. The doctor tells you to take this medication, you don't understand, you take the medication. Right? He tells you do this and don't do that, you listen to him. So the Chachmei Talmud, the sages of the Talmud and the Zohar were not, these people were Ba'alei Ruach HaKodesh. They're telling you that's the way to wash your hands, that's the way you wash your hands, don't ask questions. Right? That's what you got to do. Beautiful. Yom Kippur is no different. You got to wash your hands when you wake up in the morning as well. The only difference is in Yom Kippur, you don't wash your whole hand. What do you wash? Only up till the knuckles. Right? You only wash up until the knuckles. Same thing when someone leaves the restroom, wash up until the knuckles. Right? Now, if a person gets himself dirty, let's just say he's changing his child's diaper, or he trips and he gets himself dirty with dirt or mud in the floor, or if he's sweating a lot and his hands are really uncomfortable, then you can wash your whole hand. Anything to do with dirt and discomfort that is really not allowing you to function properly, you can wash your whole hand. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, equally, you should only be washing till your knuckles. That's the law for Yom Kippur, right? And we should all keep it. You're trying to minimize the pleasure that you have. Yes?
Soap. You can use soap if it's very uncomfortable.
Okay, let's put it this way. Try to use liquid soap. That's the best thing, is to liquid soap. If you need it, you're dirty, whatever it is, use liquid soap. Right? Now you should also know, when it comes to washing your face, you just use very minimal water to clean out your eyes in the morning. Otherwise, you know how you like to wake up in the morning, take cold water, splash on your face once and twice. You look at the mirror another 3rd time and a 4th time, right? Yom Kippur, you take it easy. You wash your hands till the knuckles. You take a little bit of water to get rid of any of the residue that's on your face. And khalas, right? That's it. Then, make sure you don't have a cup of coffee. You go straight to shul, right? No eating, no drinking. Go to Bet HaKnesset. You follow the Siddur, and Shalom Al Yisrael. Right? These are the basic things that really apply to everyone. Anyone that's married over here, the custom is on the night of Yom Kippur to keep the regular laws of Nidah during the night of Yom Kippur. Right? Not only no intimacy in terms of relations, but any other type of contact should also be abstained on the night of Yom Kippur as well. This is a universal custom, and no one should be, breaking these rules. Furthermore, Nilat Sandal is regarding wearing leather shoes. You know, people complain, I don't know why they complain so much about this, they make a big deal out of it. But Baruch Hashem, we're living in a time where you have so many other types of shoes. And according to Maran, and the Sephardic custom especially, it's allowed you to wear any shoes besides leather. It doesn't have to be shoes that you feel the ground when you walk, you feel the pebbles or anything. Any shoes besides leather, right? Wear non-leather shoes, non-leather sneakers, right? And come to Bet HaKnesset with it. If you want to wear slippers, wear slippers. You want to wear those Crocs. Many poskim are strict about it, but there's room to be lenient, right? But the idea is not to wear leather shoes on Yom Kippur, right? Because this is the halakha brought down in Shulchan Aruch. It's a custom that's been going around for years. no one should be breaking the custom. The only way you could be lenient is a woman gave birth and she's having a hard time walking. So the first 30 days they have a difficult time. We let them wear someone that's sick, he has problems with his feet, he can't walk without it, wear leather shoes. But otherwise, a healthy man or a healthy woman should be wearing shoes that are not made of leather. Yes?
They have sneakers, the fake leather sneakers, they say on them for everybody. They say man-made materials on them. You know, right?
Okay, listen, there are people that wear these things, that sneakers that look like leather. There are some halachic authorities that prefer that you not wear it only because you don't want to confuse people, they want to start suspecting you. If someone wears it, you don't have to give him a hard time. It's okay, because it's not made out of leather. But if you want to be, absorbing yourself with the problem of people suspecting you, preferable not to wear it, but if you wear it, it's okay. Right?
Are you doing anything wrong if you wear it?
If you wear what?
The leather shoes.
Leather shoes? You're not following halakha. You're not following halakha. Says explicitly that part of the inuyim, part of the afflicting that we have on this day is not wearing leather shoes. If you want, I have a second pair of slippers in my house, I'll give it to you. I'll sponsor it for you for the night. You hear? But there's no problem not to wear leather shoes. What's the big deal? Yes?
Leather belt.
Leather belt is not an issue. Not an issue to wear a leather belt. Leather kippah that you have, you can wear your leather kippah. Right? If you have a leather watch, you can wear your leather watch. The whole idea is ne'ilat sandal, not to have leather shoes. You have to understand one thing. Maimonides, the Rambam is similarly very strict. He says you should only wear shoes that you can feel the discomfort. Right? And you'll see many Ashkenazim also follow that custom. They don't wear many of the Crocs and stuff that Sfaradim usually wear. You see, Ashkenazi poskim are very strict about it. But you guys, Baruch Hashem, Sfaradim like to complain a lot, I see over here. Right? So, these wear the other shoes that are comfortable, they're not made out of leather. Yes?
I heard the whole point is, because back then leather was supposed to be comfortability.
Right.
And that if you're not wearing leather...
Don't start interpreting things. Halakha says leather, that's how we hold. Maran does not specify you have to feel the pain. He doesn't specify. Therefore, we're lenient about it. But again, for one day, you go to Payless Shoes Outlet, they have it all over the place. If your friend says, oh, you bought your shoes at Payless, say, don't worry, it's only for Yom Kippur for one day, so you're not embarrassing yourself. Right? You go to Payless, buy yourself some shoes, not made out of leather, and CHAZAQ Baruch. You understand? Anything else about this? Okay, no eating, no drinking. Like we said, if you're sick, or someone has health issues, or someone is having difficulty, she's nursing, or whatever it is, call up your rabbi. He'll guide you step by step as to what to do in all these scenarios. The leather shoes take seriously. Maybe let your family members know about it. Sometimes they come to synagogue, they made a mistake, they didn't realize. Let them know beforehand. Send a text message to your friends just to remind them of these different halachot. Wash your hands till the knuckles. Right? Beautiful. Morai v'Rabotai, I think Rabbi Wittenberg touched upon this, but I just want to expand about it for a few more minutes as well, that will come to a close. What's the whole reason that we do all this? Why do we not eat? Why do we not drink? Why? What's the problem? Right? So many people say, because the Torah says so, we do it, it's kaparat avonot, it's forgiving our sins, and we start a new slate. Right? Everyone knows all these different things that give you a new slate. I get married, all my sins are forgiven. I sandak 7 times, my sins are forgiven. I olam haba, all these different things. I have 7 sons, 7 daughters. Every year I hear a new thing. Right, Baruch Hashem. Why do we fast? Why do we do all these things on Yom Kippur? You have to understand. It's like they say, it's not just, it's not the point is not just to get married. It's to stay married. The point is not just to fast on Yom Kippur. It's to take the message throughout the year. And one of the biggest problems people have is they think they did it. I fasted. How was your fast? It was good. Mine was good. I didn't feel it. The rabbi spoke very nicely. And we had a break. I went to sleep. I went to this. No, that's not the purpose of Yom Kippur. To see, the purpose of Yom Kippur is for you to become a new person, a different person. I always say, and you see this in Mishnah Berurah, he says it clearly in Hechot Ta'aniyot, if you're the same person before and after the fast, you did not fulfill your purpose of the fast. Right? You did the mitzvah, 100%, you did what you had to do. The purpose behind the fast was not fulfilled. You're supposed to sit when your stomach is grouching, you're having a hard time. Think, contemplate, look at this. I haven't eaten for 10, 15, 20 hours and I'm breaking down. Right? I'm having a hard time. And you start humbling yourself and telling yourself, is it worth it for me to keep doing these averot, mechalel Shabbat, to not keep kosher? Look how fragile the human being is. And that's supposed to humble you and make you want to change. Not be angry anymore, not be a kapdan, not be impatient, to improve on yourself. The idea is not just for the day, the idea is what? For the future as well. And this is something that every single one of us has to take to heart. You're keeping the halakhot, beautiful. You're coming to shurim, beautiful. But start applying it into life. It's like it says in the Zohar, a story regarding an individual that learned Torah. He learned Torah, and it said the Torah hit his stomach. Right? What does it mean the Torah hit his stomach? Well, he was picking up the Torah on Shabbat, he lost control of it, hit his stomach. What does it mean the Torah hit his stomach? And the Zohar says, listen very beautifully, the Zohar says that the Torah hit his stomach means all this time that he was learning, it was only knowledge, information. It hit his stomach means he started living by it. He started walking it, talking it, acting like it, right? There's many people out there that have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge of Torah, but they're not living by the Torah. A lot of people, they might do the rituals of the Torah, but they're not actually living it. And this is what we have to strive for. You know, it says, I don't know if you've ever been to Hebron. I went to Hebron recently. I was there by the graves of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, our forefathers. And it's a tremendous feeling. You know, you go there, you feel the Kedusha. And we have a tradition that Esav, Yaakov's brother, his twin brother, the son of Yitzchak, the grandson of Avraham, his head is buried there as well. Anyone that knows the story, you look up the Midrash, it said that his head, there was a little scuffle, his head was chopped off, and his head is buried there with his forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And his body is somewhere else. Right? So when I was standing there, I was just reliving the moment that it says in the Midrash about the story. And, you know, I obviously get the goosebumps. You're standing where Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov were, you know, where they're buried. It's amazing. And it reminded me of a Dvar Torah I heard, I believe, from Aaron Cutler. I saw this written down. He says, why was Esav, why did he have the zechut, the merit, to have his head buried with the greatest tzaddikim in the world? What zechut did he have? Respect for his father. And he adds over here, Avram says, because he had Torah knowledge. Esav was so full of Torah knowledge, this guy knew so much. This guy probably knew all the Gemarot by heart, he knew all the Halakhot by heart. His head had a lot of information. Unfortunately, his body was corrupt. Right? Therefore, Hashem made it that his head would have the merit of being buried in the Marat HaMechpelah, in that holy site in Hebron, but his body was buried somewhere else. Today, Baruch Hashem, we have a lot of people coming to classes. They're learning Torah. They're there. But the thing is, the second you leave the environment of this synagogue, the world around you is full of pollution, taking away from the Torah. Right? So it's very difficult to take that knowledge and apply it day to day. And Yom Kippur is a day where you have to just sit down, you have no text messaging, no Facebook, no phone calls. It's just you in the synagogue with God. Right? Try not to sit with your friends that talk with you all the time. Try to go to a different section where you could just concentrate on your prayers. If you don't know how to pray, just do teshuvah. Contemplate different ways how you're going to improve on yourself. Because the knowledge we all have, and we're growing in knowledge. But let's start growing in terms of action. You know, and that's why we end off the prayers of Yom Kippur with Ne'ilah. Ne'ilah is, how do you say, the closing of the prayers. Right? The closing of Shamayim. That's the last prayer of Yom Kippur, Ne'ilah. And you pay attention, you know, in the Ne'ilah, what sin is specified over there towards the end as a climax of our Avirot? Let me read to you the statement. We say, V'limchol bo et kol avonoteinu. We're asking God, please forgive us for all our sins. Leman nichdal me'osheg yadenu. So we should stop from our robbery, from our thievery, from stealing. And some of you might be reading this, you may not know what he's saying. But if you have the English to do, you'll be thinking, thievery, I didn't steal anything. Hey, Baruch Hashem, I'm a good guy. You know, it's referring to the guy next to me. I know that guy isn't stealing. Right? It's not referring to me. How did the prayer end off with this? Please, Hashem, forgive us. And we should stop with our thievery, with our robbery, with our stealing. I'm not even in the business world yet. What do you mean I'm stealing? But listen, Morai Rabotai, we'll end off with this, and this is the point you have to take home with you. You know what it means that we're stealing? The Chachamim explain that God gave us our eyes to see the good in people, to help people, to learn Torah, our mouth to compliment, to give advice, our hands to do mitzvot, give tzedakah, our feet to run, to do good things, to help. And what are we doing? We're using our hands to do averot, we're using our eyes to do this, we're using our mouth to insult people, right? And you're stealing the quote-unquote organs that God gave you, right? And using it against His will. And this is an idea that every single one of us, myself included, we all do averot. The question is, on Yom Kippur, will you commit yourself to try to stop it? Right? Or you just say, Baruch Hashem, I didn't eat, I didn't drink, and everything is good now. Right? This is what we have to take. You're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not washing, you're abstaining from leather shoes and everything else. But the thing is, you got to become a different person. That's your goal, Bezat Hashem. You got to come. And people say, but Rabbi, I know for a fact, I will do the Averah again. I will do the sin again. So how am I doing teshuvah on it? I will get angry again. I will do this again. I will go there. I will see there. I don't think I'm going to stop it. So why am I doing teshuvah about it? It's a valid question, no? Think about it. If I plan on doing it, isn't like I'm lying to God and I'm trying to fool Him, but God knows what's going on. I will do it anyways. And I always tell people something my rabbi used to tell us in yeshiva, and this is what we're going to end off with. I think that's the 5th time I said we'll end off, but now I'm really going to end it off with this. But listen very carefully. My rabbi in yeshiva used to say, when you say, and you do teshuvah on Yom Kippur, and you say, I will not do this, I will try not to do this, what's happening is, a week later, when you have the opportunity to do Avirah, you're starting to have an inner battle. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Don't do it, don't do it, don't. And you may even do it. And then the next day again, do it, don't do it, don't do it. And you may do it. And then following it, do it, don't, and you hold yourself back. Right? And then another day, do it, don't, and you hold yourself back again. Do it, don't, and you do it. And you do it, and don't, and do. Next thing you know, out of 10 times, 7 times you did a sin, 3 times you didn't. It used to be 10-0. It used to be 10 times you did a sin, and never did you hold yourself back. But now that you're accepting upon yourself, and you're committed to start changing, what happens is you're starting to have a fight finally. There was never even a battle with you in the Yetzer Hara. Now you're actually battling it out, and you're fighting it out, and slowly but surely 7-3 becomes 6-4, 5-5, and then it starts going in your favor. And this is the message we have to take. You're fasting, you're doing all these things, it's great, but Bezrat Hashem, you have to commit yourself to Bezrat Hashem to add on to mitzvot, to be monea me'avirot, to hold back from certain avirot, and then you'll see Be'emet, the Yom Kippur wasn't a one-day journey. Yom Kippur was 365 whatever days of the year of musar, of inspiration that will take you on until next year, Bezrat Hashem. And my bracha to you, Ati Bekat Hedot Kala Beinecha, my bracha to you is a Bezrat Hashem, every single one of you, shall bracha v'atzlacha, not only in the gashmiyut, in your physical aspirations in life, you should have a lot of bracha and atzlacha in your spiritual aspirations in life, and we should be zocheh to see Yeshua v'nechamot, amen, ken yiratzon.